The human brain has to be one of the most complex tools on this planet. So complex yet so fragile and easily manipulated. I'm recording this video on Monday, July 25th at 7:49 p.m. 2022. Today, there has been a child born, multiple actually. One who might be a next door neighbor of mine, maybe even one that lives down the street from you, or a few neighborhoods away from where you're currently residing. And that child has just been born a blank slate. Doesn't know their ABCs, their 1, 2, 3s, what language they're even speaking, what country are they even located in. Nothing. Zero. And these unfortunate few individuals have been placed into a family who will indoctrinate them into an environment of mental decapitation. Check the news. 15, 14, maybe even not even that far into the future from this date here. And I guarantee these children will be tomorrow's serial killers, murderers, and mass shooters. Very few video games touch on the mental instability of humans. Most games use it as a backdrop, some even use it as style points, if you will. But so rarely do you see that be the main focal point of a video game. I talked about Silent Hill previously and how I felt the enemies in the game, the ghouls, the harrowing adversaries that you see within the game, I didn't find them scary. Even the notorious Pyramid Head. I've come to realize that the scariest thing about Silent Hill isn't the enemies, it isn't the monsters, it isn't even the town or the location itself. It's the people. The scariest thing about Silent Hill is the fact that you can see people, James Sunderland, the cultist, Angela, Eddie, in everyday life and not even know it. Mental illness is it's placed at an odd section in today's world. Depending on who you are, you might be in an environment where you think mental checkups are ridiculous, where you think mental checkups are good, everybody should do it, where people are profiting off of others' mental instability, where people are commercializing others' mental instability, where people are actually faking their mental instability for attention. The honest truth is that there aren't many places for people who are suffering to go to. Lots of people suffer in silence, and that is the scariest place to be. Some people have fears of being alone, dying alone, however it may be. I'd argue that the biggest pain in this world is being surrounded by hordes and hordes of people and still being by yourself. Everyone suffers behind closed doors, puts on smiles, faces, and laughs when everybody else is around. But we're all hurting inside. And there aren't many people that we can go to. Some people might feel as though they're burdening others by going to people and talking about their problems. Some people don't feel like people are open enough to hear about their problems. Maybe they might take advantage of them or use it against them in some way or capacity. Others, therapy is just not financially, it's just not a financial option for them to do. When you're suffering, the thing you think you would turn to would be happiness. Maybe watching a happy TV show, maybe turning on some happy music. But, and I'm speaking from my perspective, that's not the case. That's not the case at all. And in actuality, when I'm happy and I see and I hear happy music or happy things, it actually pushes me even further into that pit, that darkness. When I feel despair, I listen to sad music, sad imagery. And it's strange to say, but that makes me happy. Silent Hill is a fascinating depiction of human instability. These characters, this backdrop of the monsters, when cliche to say the monsters are actually the people and not the actual monsters themselves. Ooh, groundbreaking trope there. The people mirror such an unnerving reality of humanity. Some people respond to trauma by hurting themselves. Some do it by hurting others. Some do it by doing both. I'm sure there are many other factors. If you can't tell, I don't exactly have a PhD. And the scariest part about all of them is that it puts a cloud over your eyes. It shields you from reality and only lets you see forward. The forward that you personally want to see. I didn't originally plan to film this video today. I actually wanted to maybe look good for when I recorded this video, or presentable. But I've just gotten off a call, a 30-minute call, with one of the men who tormented me while growing up. And it was a 30-minute call, and essentially I believe it was supposed to be an apology, was talking to me about how sorry he felt for the things that he put me through, how his own mental traumas clouded his vision and made him treat others, specifically me, in the ways that he did. And I just had to sit here and think of all the many ways that this reality, that this Silent Hill, if you will, could have been different. Luckily, I was born category number 1, where when I go through something, I inflict pain upon myself and rather would not hurt others or see others hurt. Imagine if I was any of those other archetypes. There are so many of those archetypes in this world. There are so many of these archetypes featured within Silent Hill games. So many who have just been born, who will be born tomorrow, who will be born next week, next year. And it all started from a single plant. A single seed, if you will, that sprouted this cycle of pain and inflicting it onto others, causing further trauma, causing further mental instability. When does it stop? I think the scariest reality is that while Silent Hill might be a dormant series that will, who knows if it'll ever see the light of day. Trauma and mental anguish is something that will prevail humanity for years to come. Thank you for watching.